I would just get some space to show how it works. So.
All right. Here we go. Hi everyone, my name is Rodney. I'm here with Board Game Geek at FIJ 2020, and I've been joined by Philippe from FunForge, and you've brought a very big game with you here.
Yeah,
this is Monumental.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
We've got a little bit of it set up on the table, but there's a whole bunch of it still in the box. This is a big one. So I'm going to put this aside because otherwise I'll be blocked. But and this is something that's been in the works for a while now, right?
Yeah, we did a Kickstarter campaign in 2018.
Yes.
Late 2018, and we've been in the works for a long time right now, and it should have been delivered in September, last September.
Right, but it's delivering now, is it, or soon?
Yeah, it's delivering now. Everything is in the warehouses. For the US territories, it's Quartermaster who do the fulfillment, and they are currently just packing everything and preparing everything. I guess that all the bakers, at least in Europe and in the US, will receive their games under 2 weeks, something like this.
Well, that sounds good. Why don't you give us a little bit of an overview of maybe even the theme of this game? Because I see a whole smattering of different types of miniatures and scenes in front of me here.
Okay, so Monumental is basically a civilization game where you are playing a civilization amongst five of them. You have to choose between Japan, Greece, Egypt, Denmark with the Vikings, and China. And your goal is, of course, to rule the world and to have the most dominant civilization. So, in order to do so, you will have to build up your civilization through conquest and achievements.
Right.
To do this, there is a core mechanic in the game, which is kind of a deck building mechanic.
Okay.
Because the author is Matthew Dunstan is a big fan of all deck building stuff. So that's the reason why. Basically, you start the game with an army, which is composed by a warlord, which is the biggest
like we have
miniature.
Here. Yes.
This is Miyamoto Musashi, the warlord from the Japanese civilization.
Yes.
You have explorers right there, and you have soldiers and outposts.
Okay.
Your army is limited. You cannot bring hundreds of miniatures on the table. You have one warlord, 9 soldiers, 2 explorers, and 2 outposts.
Okay.
And that's it.
And do you have a unique deck of cards to begin with, or is it the same as everybody else's?
You have a semi-unique deck of cards. Okay. Some of the cards are common to all civilizations, such as the fort, which gives military resources, the libraries. I'm sorry, these ones are in French because obviously we are doing this in France right now. The libraries gives you one technology or knowledge point. The workplace brings you one production resource, and these are the common cards. You have one unique building per civilization. For the Japanese civilization, it's the samurai school, which gives you a unique ability. It will bring your civilization to tend to some kind of action, military or knowledge, but it doesn't drive everything. It's just a small incentive for you at the beginning of the game, because everything would change.
Gives you a little bit of direction, but you can go where you like.
You have one unique knowledge for the Japanese civilization, it's the Bushido, and you have, of course, your warlord, which has a unique effect when it conquers territories, and you have 5 policy cards, which are unique to your civilization.
Okay.
These ones are very powerful, and they are hard to get during the game.
Okay.
So
you don't have access to them right away. You've got to build up to pay for them.
At the beginning, they are all locked.
Okay.
So how it works is quite simple. You have your deck of cards with your basic cards at the beginning of the game, which mix the buildings, the unique building of your civilization, and the knowledge of your civilization. Okay. And you will build your city. Your city is a grid of 9 cards, 3 by 3 grids. So you just put your cards right there. The knowledge cards are quite different ones because they cannot be placed alone on the table. They are every time under another card, okay? And when you activate this card, you will activate automatically the knowledge.
So the cards that you're laying out here, are you picking the order they're being placed in, or is this randomly drawn from the deck?
Yeah, yeah. And
it's random?
It's random,
yes,
it's random.
Yeah.
And you will, on your turn, you will have to choose which cards you will activate. This is a mechanic that we call cross-tapping.
Yes.
You won't be able to activate all your cards. You will have to choose one column and one row. Okay. So let's say, for instance, that I activate this and this. I will get the resources and effects from those cards, but not from those ones.
Interesting.
Okay?
All right.
And those ones will remain on the table at the end of my turn. Those ones will be discarded and replaced. Okay. So I get resources. For instance, I didn't get the tokens, but it doesn't matter. For instance, I got 2 production resources, 1 military resource, and I have effects.
Abilities here.
Abilities. This is the mine, which gives me 2 production. If I spend 2 production, I get 1 gold. Gold is some kind of wide resource in the game. It can add to any resources except the cultural points that you might get through cards will allow you to get your policies and to activate them.
So with the cards and these abilities, what is it I'm trying to accomplish here on the main board? Because we have a very small board right here, just because
but it's they are big in fact. Okay, so here you can see some kind of river of cards, okay, which are the cards from the different eras. There are 3 eras in the game: the Antiquity, Middle Ages, and the modern times. Okay, those cards are composed by buildings, knowledges, and wonders. The wonders are kind of super buildings. They will give you more. They are expensive, but you can build them in separate turns. You can split the cost on different turns. So, for instance, here I got two resources, 2 production resources. I can add one gold, so I got 3 production, and I can start to build, let's say, the great library of Alexandria. So I will put a token here. I didn't get it from the box, but there is a token that you can put here. And later on, when I will complete it, I will immediately get the one-off effect of the cards, and then I will add it to my deck, and then it will get to my city at the next turn. And if I activate it, I get the effect of the one.
Okay, so here's where we can acquire new items. But we also have a board here in the middle as well, right?
Okay, so the board, to act on the board, you will use the military resource to conquer.
They got a lot to talk about today.
Every day.
That's true.
Between the lost kids.
That's right. Sorry, so yes, you were saying.
Okay, so you will try to conquer provinces. The thing that I didn't say initially is that you get points for everything. You get points for the knowledge cards that you will get, and the wonders that you will get, and the policies that you will activate, and the provinces that you will conquer. Okay. To conquer a province, you will have to bring a military force which is at least equal to the one on the.
All right. So like for here, it's 3, right?
Yeah, it's 3. I have to get 3 units there. So I have only 1 military resource activated. If I have enough money, let's say that I have enough money, I can add to this to bring my forces. I can get my warlord and, let's say, 2 soldiers right there.
Yes.
And I defeat the barbarians, which are there. The barbarians, they are defending the province. The value of the province is indicated by the number on the tile, plus the defense, the savage defense on it. So it's here it's 3. Here it's 4.
Yes, they're a little more shielded, right? Yeah.
So I bring my units there. As I attack with my warlord, I can activate my warlord power ability, which, for instance, it gives me 2 science resources if I conquer 1 province with him. And then I return this, and it gives me resources. I can choose either between the top one or the bottom one.
So are these randomized? So they're different, or
They are not totally randomized, because on the map, the scenario leaflet, you will have the value that you have to put, the barbarian value that you have to put, but they are all different. So you don't know the effect. It might change between 2 plays. This is my starting type.
Can players attack each other as well in the game?
Yeah, they can. They can absolutely. Yeah. You can invade and conquer other players' province and get the points for this.
So what causes a game to end? How do you know when it's over?
This river of cards is the time passing by. So at the end of each player's turn, you will refill it.
Yes.
If, for instance, I have bought this,
right.
This one will slide there, and I will take another one here that will replace it. If I didn't buy anything, you remove the last ones.
Okay.
Everything is sliding.
Something will always be leaving at least.
Yeah.
Right?
So the time is always passing during the game, and by the time this one is depleted, the game's end.
Okay. And then it's a matter of counting up all the points you've acquired through these different approaches, right?
Yeah, exactly. And turn after turn, era after era, your cards will begin to be more and more powerful, and it's a combo game. So you will start to create very intricate and complicated combos that will take sometimes some time to create.
To build up. Well, I think this area here is kind of interesting because I might have a really good card, but I don't want to use it yet because I'm waiting for another one to come out of my deck, right? So I'm going to use these rows, which is fine, but I'm waiting to build up to that bigger combination.
This is a programmation phase, in fact, and you will keep these cards knowing the ones that you have coming up, because when you buy a card, it will get on the top.
So you know it's coming soon.
So you know it will come at the next turn. So there's a lot of things that will get more and more interesting and complicated throughout the game.
I know we've only really talked about probably just a portion of it. But how long does the game take to play typically, would you say?
That's the interesting thing with this, because civilization games used to last a long time, 3-4 hours. You can end a monumental play in 1 hour and a half, and you did a lot of things. You conquered, you built wonders, you developed knowledges. There's a lot of stuff, and each time I played it, I have the feeling that I've played 4 or 5 hours, but I've played only one.
Your brain's been working so hard.
It's really something interesting.
Well, I'm sure one other thing people might want to know before we wrap up here is just how many civilizations come in the box.
5 in the base box, and there is an expansion which is here.
I bet you there's more civilizations.
Which is called Lost Kingdom.
Wow.
This one. There are 4 additional civilizations which are more fantasy oriented. There are the civilizations are the Atlantis, the Aztecs, Amazons, and the Mughals Indians. So it's kind of fantasy.
Sure, so a little more historically based, then we can mix in some fantasy fun.
And this one brings new elements. The civilizations have new ways to play in this expansion.
And is this available now? I know it's shipping. It's going to be available in retail?
No, not in retail, but we will do a new campaign for this game on Kickstarter around between May and June this year with a new expansion, with new stuff, very interesting stuff in it, and there will be a reprint, of course.
Excellent. Well, listen, if this looks interesting to you, keep an eye out for an upcoming Kickstarter. If you did already back it, then it's on its way, hopefully very soon. Thank you so much for giving us an overview.
Thank you very much.
And all of you, thanks for watching.
Bye.